Hello and welcome to Compelled. I am Mike.
And I am Joe.
And Joe, have you heard about the New Jersey wrestler that has been forced to cut his dreadlocks because of rules?
I heard a little something about it, but nothing in detail.
Okay, have you heard about the swimmer that was disqualified because her swimsuit had moved, so it was showing too much butt cheek?
No, I have not.
Have you heard about the athlete that was disqualified because she was wearing a hijab, burqa?
No, I did not.
Okay, we're going to be talking about those three things today.
Okay.
The first one is the New Jersey wrestler that was forced to cut his dreadlocks. His name is Andrew Johnson, and
it takes a long time to grow dreadlocks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A very long time.
Yes, it does. So this happened, well, this says January 10th, and this is now coming out. Wow, okay, this has happened January 10th. This story is now just making news. Video of a black high school wrestler in New Jersey who was forced to cut his dreadlocks at a match last month led to a firestorm of criticism against the referee and accusations of abuse of power and racism. Following outcry from the community and the opening of a state civil rights investigation, an attorney for wrestler Andrew Johnson claims officials and referees are still giving him grief over his hair and have an unrelenting fixation on him. In a letter sent Wednesday to the New Jersey Division on Civil Rights, the Johnson family's lawyer, Dominic Speziale, that's a cool name. It's a Speziale.
Yeah, exactly. That's your Better Call Saul right there, dude.
Oh, shit. Wrote that Johnson initially took a break from competing with his team at Buena Regional High School so he wouldn't be a distraction after the December 19th, 2018 match grabbed national headlines. I don't remember reading much in national headlines, but during Johnson's first match back last weekend, the 16-year-old varsity wrestler went through a routine weigh-in and check of his hair and skin, and then Speziale said a referee informed a Buena coach that Johnson would have to cover his hair before he could wrestle. After Johnson's mother questioned why, she was told that there was some confusion and it was another wrestler that would have to wear a hair covering, not Andrew. However, no wrestler for Buena or Buena's first opponent wore any type of hair covering. Andrew wrestled in 4 matches without wearing a hair covering and without any referee raising an issue about his hair. On Monday, this is back in January again, an official with the state association that regulates athletics and conducts tournaments sent an email to state wrestling officials detailing which hairstyles require the hair to be covered. One image, which reviewed according to NJ Advanced Media, reviewed the email was of an unidentified black person with short braided or dreadlocked hair and closely shaved sides. But Elliot Hopkins, a director with National Federation of State High School Association, which writes the rules for competitions, told NJ Advanced Media that the hair shown in the images would not require hair covering despite what a state athletics association officials had indicated. If a wrestler's hair in its natural state extends past the earlobe or touches the top of a shirt, a legal hair cover must be worn. That's the rules. And that's fair.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
Yeah.
Finally, Johnson's team was set to compete again at Wednesday. Speziale wrote in his letter that a day before, a referee had already warned Buena's athletic director that he planned to require Andrew to wear a hair covering if he intended on wrestling. As questions over hairstyle came up again, the match was canceled just hours earlier without reason. Yet it appears for reasons that the division can hopefully soon unmask that certain officials have a desire to unnecessarily escalate and prolong this ordeal due to an unrelenting fixation on the hair of a 16-year-old man that asked for absolutely none of this. Now, football. We both watch football, and there are plenty of players in football that have dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And if you grab somebody by the hair in football and take them down, you can do that.
You can? I did not know that shit.
Yeah. It's part of the uniform. It's like grabbing a shirt.
They don't consider it like face mask or anything like that, huh?
No, your hair is sticking out of the helmet, therefore it is fair game.
Okay. That's news to me. Okay.
They try to poo-poo it, but for the most part,
I mean, you know what? You can grab the jersey and pull someone down, so
it's the same thing.
I mean, it's messed up to grab someone's hair, but
if your hair is sticking out of the helmet, that's your fault.
Yeah.
It's the same with Clay Matthews. Not just dreadlocks, long hair. If you have long hair and you get yanked by the hair and pulled down, oh well.
Yeah,
you've made that decision to wear the hair outside of your uniform.
Football players aren't in the choir, man. So you know what? You got to take it's got to be tough. So
All right. So this is as of September 19th. And the reason why this is making national headlines now, I don't know, but this happened a month and 10 days ago. Alan Maloney won't be refereeing high school wrestling matches for at least 2 years. The ruling was part of findings announced by New Jersey Attorney General Gurbir as Grewal and the Division on Civil Rights following an investigation of a December incident between Maloney and a Buena Regional High School wrestler. Maloney made the wrestler cut his dreadlocks before he could participate in a match.
I'm looking at the video of his hair. It's not even that long.
No, it's not. The agreement between the DCR and the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association resulted in Maloney's suspension for the next 2 wrestling seasons and requires that high school officials receive implicit bias training. The DCR also issued new guidance on race discrimination based on hairstyle to clarify policies banning, limiting, or restricting hairstyles closely associated with those of African American descent, including twists and dreadlocks, may violate New Jersey law. Student athletes should be able to compete with each other on a level playing field. Racial discrimination in the enforcement of the rules of any sport is inconsistent with the spirit of free play. There's a picture of him getting his hair cut right there.
Yeah.
And his hair isn't that long. It's over the ears.
Yeah, and it's not even the stereotypical dreadlocks I was thinking of, like the big giant chunky ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see from Jamaica. This is what I would
call culturally appropriated dreadlocks that most white people have.
Yeah, these are the skinny ones. They look like dookie braids.
Yeah, and these aren't even that big of a deal.
No.
I've never found. It's hairstyle. It's not that big of a deal. Attempts to reach Maloney. Okay, Maloney was the official for the Buena Oak Crest duel meet on December 19th when he instructed Buena's Andrew Johnson to either wear the proper hair cover, cut his dreadlocks, or forfeit the bout. Johnson elected to undergo the mat side haircut, which was captured on video. The video then went viral. Johnson had wrestled without a hair cover at the season opening tournament without incident and won. Johnson finished 3rd at District 29 before his season ended with a first-round loss in Region 8.
It's like Samson. They took his fucking hair.
The incident caused the National Federation of High Schools to amend the hair length rule. The Rule 421 now states that hair shall not extend below the top of an ordinary shirt collar in the back, and on the sides, the hair shall not extend below earlobe level. In the front, the hair shall not extend below the eyebrows. The term natural state was eliminated from the rule. As part of the Wednesday's announcement, the NJSIAA has agreed to provide in-person training to whatever. Maloney, who is white, was involved in another incident after a racial epithet to describe a fellow referee. In 2016, Maloney was with other officials in a private condominium after working at a youth tournament. During a disagreement, fellow referee Preston Hamilton, who is African-American, said Maloney poked him in the chest while saying the epithet. Hamilton responded by slamming Maloney to the floor. Well, good for him. Maloney said he didn't remember using the epithet, but later told the Courier Post, people do make mistakes, and I apologize. I really don't think this should go any further than it's gone anyhow. The remark was not made to him after he told me what I said. It was pertaining to us breaking each other's stones. Okay, whatever. I don't remember it, but I got slammed on the ground. Who knows really what happened there.
Okay. Look, there's a history of the guy saying something probably racial.
If it happened once, it's happened multiple times.
Yeah. So here's my problem. I don't know all the details. The article doesn't give all the details leading up to him cutting his hair, but he was given options. He was given 3 different options about, covering his hair. His hair wasn't that fucking long though. I just don't know why. Unless there's something being left out of the article, like he was put under extreme pressure to cut his hair. Why did he elect to go for the hair cutting instead of?
Because he wanted to wrestle. He didn't want to cause any problems. He just wanted to wrestle. And I give him all the credit in the world for not, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not taking this as far as he could have taken it. Yeah. And for not, calling out the coaches or the refs or anything else like that.
Yeah, and he put the team there first. He was supposed to wrestle and he fucking did it. I commend him for that. There's these factors involved that I don't know. It's not clear. You know what I mean? I just, how much shit was he getting about his hair before he finally cut it? There was that.
It's actually pretty clear. He wasn't getting any shit for it. In the story, he wrestled and there was no problems until this tournament. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was a problem. And then they have video of him getting his hair cut, and And
which looks bad, especially when there's a white person cutting his hair.
no,
I'm just saying how it could get strewed.
it doesn't get construed anymore when you have the information at hand, which is the referee told him that he either has to wear a hair cover or he can't wrestle, and he cut his hair. And one of the coaches or one of the assistants on the team was helping him cut his hair.
Yeah.
So, regardless of fucking, black, white issues or whatever else, it's in terms of coach, assistant, player.
Yeah.
It's the kid put the team first.
Yeah, he did.
And, we're not seeing as much of this because it's New Jersey, but what we're seeing is aftermath. And that guy shouldn't be suspended for 2 years. That guy should be removed from the league. Regardless, he should be removed from the league. If he's done it once, there's reports that he called another black person the N-word,
Probably.
and he got slammed for it, supposedly. And then the guy, of course, the referee doesn't remember what had actually happened, which is fucking utter bullshit. He knows exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But he just wants to put it all behind him. Well, there needs to be an investigation done into this ref now, because this is the minimum second incident where this has happened. And this has become a public incident where, look, when you get like civil rights involved in this shit, you need to go, because you've caused a bigger problem than what should have been something as simple as, these are the rules, the hair cannot be this far down, so we're going to give you a pass on this one for this because you've already wrestled in this tournament. For the next tournament, you need to make sure that your hair, regardless of how the style is, the rules are your hair, collar, boom. Everybody knows those rules. Yeah, that's that simple. And if your hair is longer than that, you need to wear a hair helmet. Yeah, right.
I don't even know. Look, I don't know like the particulars, but I don't even know why a hair tie wouldn't be good enough.
Probably because they don't want if there's a hair tie, if it has anything metal sticking out of it, they don't want the other person to get stabbed with it. So if you wear a helmet, then you're covering anything that, like bobby pins or anything that's in your hair that could cause injury.
I just mean like a hair scrunchie type, like
there could be metal sticking out of it.
Just an elastic thing, no metal.
There could be anything, any foreign item that is added in that could give you a competitive advantage or cause a problem for the other person, meaning you could put a piece of metal in there to nick him, cut him, stick him, whatever. Any competitive advantage, any cheating, anything else.
Well,
like
then,
that.
Then what if someone is nearsighted and they have to wear prescription goggles? Well, what if he sharpens the edges of his goggles? You see what I mean? It's a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope, but the rules are the rules. And the rules are your hair needs to be X amount of length.
Yeah.
And if your hair is an X amount of length, you have to wear a hair helmet. Not hair tie,
hair
not
cover.
nothing.
Instead of hair cover, whatever that is.
That's why I called it a hair helmet.
Is that a do rag or what the fuck? I don't know what that is.
It's a helmet. It's just a leather helmet. Mm. That's really what it is. Kind of like the old school football helmets.
Look, I don't know what the other, what the hair is, the hair length on his teammates, but it seems almost like, just based off the article, that this kid was singled out.
He was, absolutely. And his hair wasn't that long.
Oh, fucking not. When I saw the picture of it being cut, I was like, why the fuck are they cutting it? It's so short already.
And that guy is a racist piece of shit. So moving across the country, we have a high school swimmer in Alaska, and she was disqualified.
She's not frozen?
This happened on September. She was disqualified for her 100-meter freestyle victory overturned after a ref determined that she committed a uniform violation. And I love it when the newspapers can't just use words. When her swimsuit revealed too much of her backside. Jesus Christ, can we just start using real words?
Her rear end.
Her butt. We don't want to offend anybody. This is why newspapers continually fail. As I was doing research for all the other subjects, I was looking up the San Jose Mercury News, the New York Times, and this and that. Oh, but you can't do that because if you go over X amount of times that you visited them,
Yep.
they block out everything. Well, that's great, but everybody else has the same exact story.
I've already blocked out the Sacramento Bee.
Yeah.
Off my feed because I have to subscribe to them.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
to
not
pay
going
them
to.
money. No.
No, that's why the newspaper is dying.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to pay for the news that we can get from USA Today, from any other fucking news outlet.
Yeah. If I want to know what's going on in North Highlands, I'll just go to the BBC.
Yeah.
They seem to have more accurate news anyway.
Yeah. So according to the Anchorage Daily News, a swimmer from Diamond High School competed in 4 events at the meet on Friday. She was disqualified in only one. A meeting official said the referee who disqualified the girl said he could see butt cheek touching butt cheek. She's a swimmer, and like I don't know about you, but if you're wearing a swimsuit and or if you're wearing underwear like tighty whities and you're walking around all the time, it's clothing, and your skin will grab that clothing and pull it so you get a wedgie. It happens all the time. The Anchorage School District said Tuesday it would work to reverse the disqualification and decertify the official. It said the referee's decision was targeted based solely on how a standard school-issue uniform happened to fit the shape of her body. We cannot tolerate discrimination of any kind, and certainly not based on body shape. I don't know if it was discrimination, but for him to disqualify the girl based off of the uniform slipping is unconscionable. It's bullshit. Major League Band's women who flashed during the World Series. That was actually pretty funny. They did it on camera too.
Yeah.
Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video.
Fucking hilarious, but I don't want to get into it. Under the National Federation of High School rules, boys must cover their buttocks and girls must cover their buttocks and breasts. School district officials said the disqualified swimmer was wearing an approved school-issued suit. The school district also vowed to change the rule that says saying it was ambiguous and allows for potential bias. Meanwhile, another coach in the area lashed out at the decision in a blog post, saying she believes the girl was treated unfairly. Do you believe you're being treated unfairly? This young lady and her sisters are being targeted, not for the way they wear their suits, but for the way those suits fit their curvier, full-figured bodies. If lots of girls are wearing them and they're cut in a way that is immodest, why has only one swimmer been disqualified? Well, I mean, I'm not looking at any pictures of the girl, but I don't see where it said that because she's a curvier, fuller figured person, that was the reason why she was disqualified. She was disqualified because the suit, he could see cheek and cheek, butt cheek to butt cheek. So her name is Brecken Willis. She was the lady that was, the young lady that was disqualified. So
this story is just astounding.
I'm trying to find. So that's the girl in question right there, Brecken Willis. I'm trying to find a picture of. There we go. Kind of what her body type is like. She's okay. So
you can tell by her thighs that she does tumbling, a lot of gymnastic type shit.
Yeah, she's fuller figured, and I guess if you want to call it fuller figured, I don't know. You can't tell based off of a picture, but actually this is her right here. So she's a fucking weightlifter.
Yeah.
So, and here are the swimsuits.
Okay, so a bunch of flat ass people were jealous, and so her ass looks better, I guess.
Yeah, a bunch of flat ass people were jealous, not the referee that was looking at them. A bunch of.
I don't like being distracted.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
God damn it.
So, yeah, see, these are the fit guidelines right here.
Yeah, it's gotta go all the way down to the.
So
bottom
if they slip, that's a failure of the suit. That's not a failure of the person that is. I mean, there's literally fit guidelines, high school fit guidelines of how bathing suits need to fit you. And like some people have gotten to, like some women have gotten to the point where I've seen them wear not just regular bathing suits, but they're like the sports, the bathing shorts, but they're a one-piece bathing suit short. So nothing will happen like in those terms because they probably had problems in the past with that happening.
Yeah.
With the wedgie happening. It's fucking dumb. It really is fucking dumb. And for them to disqualify her based off of a failure of her equipment is even worse.
Yeah.
Because it's not like she specifically it's not like she gave herself a wedgie.
Let her finish the fucking tournament, and then, I don't want to say the word cite, but for lack of a better word, cite her and tell her next time wear a more covering, suit.
She was wearing a regular suit.
But her ass got hungry, apparently.
Or something, who knows? But she was wearing the regulation suit that was given to her by the swim team.
Okay, it's the regulation suit, so it's her fault that her ass is bigger?
Yeah, that's the whole point of the argument, is that it's her fault that it's her fault because of her body type that the swimsuit failed to cover her ass in one of the meets. I think that's it. Burqa or hijab. Yeah. And then we have another one. A student runner was wearing a hijab.
I understand this one. Because the hijab, it cuts down on wind resistance because it's holding the ears down and everything.
So, as you can see, that is a Nike hijab hat.
Oh, I didn't know Nike cared so much.
So her name is Noor Alexandria Abukarum. She ran a personal best in a cross-country meet last Saturday. This is actually recent news. This happened October 25th.
Oh, yeah.
The 16-year-old high school student found out her race didn't count.
What race are we talking about?
Cross-country.
Okay. I meant like birth race.
None of that worked.
No, it didn't.
What the fuck? Oh, I know why. Okay.
No. Denied.
She was disqualified from her team's meet for wearing a hijab while in competition. A practicing Muslim who attends private Islamic school in Sylvania, Ohio, Abukarum competes in athletics for the local public school, Northview High School. It was like your worst nightmare to have to compete and then find out you got disqualified and it's because of something that you love. Why shouldn't you have to sacrifice your religion and part of who you are to run to do another thing that you're passionate about? She told several news media outlets she had competed in 6 meets this season without any problems. She also said officials did not address her hijab immediately after the race. Meet officials told her that her coach ultimately didn't fill out the correct paperwork.
What the fuck?
When her coach told me that, I was like, "What do you mean? I have to have a signed waiver for me to race? They don't have to prepare anything special for me. I don't have any disabilities. I'm just running like anybody else." When he said that, I didn't think, "Oh, coach, why didn't you just do this?" I thought, why do we even have to do this in the first place? I feel like my rights as an athlete were violated this weekend. I should not have to get a waiver to sign. I should not have to get a waiver signed and approved by OSAA to allow me to race due to my religious head covering. A spokesman for the Ohio School Athletic Association told USA Today in a statement Friday that the organization had been examining the rule and was considering dropping the waiver requirement. The student athlete can run this weekend at regionals, and OHSAA is also already looking at the specific uniform regulation to modify it in the future so that religious headwear does not require a waiver. It should have never required a waiver in the first place. It shouldn't even be a thing.
Look, I'm going to put this out there. I am not a fan of the Muslim religion. I don't care for the Sharia law. I don't care for the way that they dress their women. I don't care for any of that shit. I'm not a fan. But I will say this. It doesn't matter what I think and what I believe. She should be able to wear what the fuck she wants to wear, especially when it's her own religious belief, okay? She believes it, and she's not hurting anybody by wearing it, okay? Some asshole took offense to it because he's uncomfortable around being reminded of, that there's a Muslim religion, and he probably raised a fuss about it.
And this is their quote to argue your point. If the coach or school had obtained a waiver previously, all of this could have been avoided. The race official was simply enforcing this rule since a waiver had not been submitted. After the race, the OHSAA communicated with the school, which then submitted a waiver request. The request was approved immediately. This emphasizes our continual requirement to also assist in educating our coaches on sports rules. However, the 16-year-old the 16-year-old Ohio school student found out her race didn't count and was disqualified from her team's meet for wearing a hijab while in competition. But at the end of the article, the race official was simply enforcing this rule since a waiver had not been submitted. After the race, the OHSAA communicated with the school, which then submitted a waiver request. The request was approved immediately. So if the request was approved immediately, then why was she still disqualified?
To learn a lesson.
Fuck you, Ohio race officials.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yep.
You fucking turds. Oh, come on. There. All right. That's all I've got. I mean, honestly, with this one, I'm disgusted with this country. I'm disgusted with the way that refs think that just because this is what's going on, or they interpret the rules that they they interpret the rules the way they want to interpret the rules, and then they disqualify people. I mean, there's just like that last young lady. The exception was put in, the waiver was put in, it was immediately accepted, and she was still fucking disqualified from her race. That is unacceptable.
Yeah. Her parents should raise hell. Understandably.
And
like I said, I cannot agree with someone's religious beliefs, and I can still see that they're being mistreated.
Yeah.
And that is they are definitely being treated wrong. So, yeah. All right. Take them to the cleaners or something. I don't know. Just, reinstate that shit and apologize.
Make them race for it.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. That's all I got tonight.
Right, so stay safe out there. And as always, tell the truth.